Do you know why Thomas, knowing exactly how his story would end, still chose to obey Jesus' commission and carry the gospel all the way to India? Most people remember him only by that nickname, Doubting Thomas. But the Gospel of John records it clearly. When the disciples said, "We have seen the Lord," Thomas answered without hesitation, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." 8 days later, Jesus appeared again. He turned straight to Thomas, invited him to reach out and touch the wound, and said only one sentence: "Stop doubting and believe." In that moment, Thomas had no more conditions left to speak. He could only choke out, "My Lord and my God." Later, when the disciples were sent out in every direction, the farthest, most unfamiliar, and most dangerous path fell to Thomas, eastward to India. That was not a simple trip. It was a step-by-step walk into the ending he could already see coming. The incense of pagan temples, crowds gathered beneath carved idols, a language he couldn't understand, cold and suspicious nobles and rulers, all of it stood in front of him like a wall. According to ancient tradition, in places that had never even heard the name of Jesus, Thomas laid hands on the sick, prayed for the overlooked, preached the cross at caravan stops and under the roofs of the poor, and spoke of the resurrection in the courtyards of the powerful. And because of that, he eventually offended those in power. One day he was taken to a remote place. Under the blazing sun, he stood at the edge of a hillside. Soldiers raised their spears. The spear points drove into his body, and his blood soaked into the very dust he had prayed over. In that moment, he was no longer reaching out to touch someone else's side. He was bearing witness with his own body to the Lord who still carried his scars. Thomas was not unaware that this day could come. From the moment he stepped onto that road, he already sensed how the final lines might be written. But more than fearing death, he feared returning empty-handed to the one who had once let him touch the wound. If you too are standing at a crossroads where you can see the cost, and yet you still feel called to obey, write in the comments, "Lord, even seeing the cost, I'm still willing to follow." And share this video so more people will know God isn't only looking for people who never doubt, but for those who, even trembling inside, are still willing to walk all the way to the end.